How's it going tonight, everybody? Your boy Sasha Rock. We're here with the Goat Squad edition of the regular Cat Konvo. We got a true spitter tonight. Goat Squad. Yours truly in the building early. What's good? You gotta let me rock out for a minute, bro. I love this shit. True words was good, bro. Head of the Goat Squad in the building. I had to smooth it out tonight, bro. Praise was good, bro. Thanks for joining me, man. Hope everything going well, bro. Praise, I'ma holler at you too, man, later on. Got some things you gotta catch up, bro. Thanks for joining me in my Goat Squad edition, bro. Praise, this is my brother, yours truly, right here. Said you gotta love it. Alright, we're about to bring my man in, but before we do, well, you know what? I'm gonna hold that joint. If I can do it all again, I will rob a pain. Return the favor to my neighbor, I'll play it safe. And pay it forward to the COVID to a fall of shame. Maybe my honor becomes talk to me. Got you bluer than all the water in Guadalajara. No bueno, no problem, I get it, your outlook. But I be tripping when I'm living, trying to get through all the Spanish. Taking all the smoke, got addicted to the damage. Attracted to the drama, trying to keep it copacetic. I still hide my inside, is outlandish. And me keeping it 100 is synthetic. I'm showing off, I know it all, I'm big-headed. With no room to grow it all, I'm indebted. You gotta love it, you gotta love it. Many don't, but you gotta love it. Said you gotta love it, you gotta love it, you gotta love it. Goat Squad. Said you gotta love it. Many won't, but you gotta love it. Said you gotta love it, you gotta love it, you gotta love it. Many don't, but you gotta love it. Word. Where's my bro at, man? Where my man? Salute everybody in the building. Let me get my brother on the I can ride out to my bro. Where's he at here?
Yo, what's good?
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here tonight, yo.
Absolutely.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me do it. Listen, one of the slickest flows, one of the most comfortable flows out there, but it's not just flow. The versatility is serious.
I appreciate it.
Brother he's like an instrument. He's a musician. He's all of the above.
Thanks.
Pockets. We're gonna talk about pockets. We're gonna talk about everything.
Thanks.
I got my brother, yours truly, Goat Squad representative. Shout out to my boy. What up, kid?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Yo, I'm great, man. Listen, I apologize real quick. I just want to do this before we start to everybody about this Wednesday. Me and my brother, you know what I mean, a little bit, we had a mix-up of timing, so I apologize about everybody that checks on Wednesdays, but Bam and I, we definitely setting that up. We gonna have that ran back properly, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to get that out, but tonight, we are celebrating my brother, Goat Squad representative, yours truly, the poet, all right?
Most dead.
Yo, so thanks for being here tonight, bro. How you feeling, though?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, you know what I mean? I was waiting all week for this, you know what I'm saying? I didn't prepare nothing. I'm just going to go off the top of the dome. But
yeah,
I just appreciate you having me, and I just want to say, I know I've said this before, but, you know, thanks for just having this platform and loving hip-hop the way us spitters do. Because I feel like you're just more in tune with everything you asking is really from the heart. You're really trying to, you know, get into the brain of that artist because you love the music that much.
Yo, thank you, brother. Listen, man, I appreciate that because, you know what I'm saying, this is something like, there's so many platforms like this, but, you know, how many of them is like, you can see, like, how many of them are true with it?
I'm not calling anybody out, but like I said, I tell everybody I refuse clickbait. I refuse to have anyone up here try to trick anyone into some garbage. That's not what I do. I hate it.
Right.
Ask my lady Jess, ask anybody that knows me. I absolutely hate raw garbage. If it's not about the culture going forward, some skills being displayed, please go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay if I gotta stay where I'm at with this for the rest of this, I'm okay with that because I'm not changing it. You know what I'm saying? I won't have people like you up here if I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So thank you, bro. And I salute to the Ghost Squad. Thank you for having me.
Salute to the Ghost Squad.
A dope team. Like this is a squad. Shout out to Shawnee. I see you in here. True Words, Virtue. Everybody that comes through. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, we salute our brother. Once again, yours truly, the poet, man. So before we get into mostly how I do things, you probably seen them because you check up. You stay showing up, and I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let everybody know where you from, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, he already said it. I go by yours truly, the poet. I'm from Arizona. I was born in Virginia, but I was raised out there. I left when I was about 3, and I was raised out on the West Coast in Arizona, and now I'm back out in Virginia.
Okay, okay. So, how long you been back in VA now?
This go around, because I've been out here a couple times. So this go around's been 8 years.
Okay, okay. All right. So, you know, it's funny because as we go into it, you know, the music and everything, like influences has to be like, I'm just interested. I'm just curious. Yeah. So that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? So when did you start rapping, man? When was the first time you started getting it in?
Okay, so the first time I ever wrote anything was when I was 12 years old. I was in 7th grade, and my teacher, it was a world history class or something like that. And my teacher was like, everybody got to go pick a song they like and rewrite it. So I ended up rewriting the Blue and Yellow Purple Pills by Eminem and D12. I ain't even like Eminem. I ain't even like Eminem at the time. My sister was really into him. So, you know, she would listen and stuff like that. And so I said, well, I kind of like that song. I'm going to pick that one. You know what I mean? And so I wrote it. And that's where I kind of was like, I could kind of do this. But I really didn't pick it up and be serious until I was like 15.
So 3 years later, word?
Yep.
So during that time, though, were you still writing, just not serious, but just writing and not even knowing it, honing your skill?
At that time, in between those 3 years, it was rough for me.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because the particular church I went to, hip hop was forbidden. I wasn't allowed to rap. We wasn't allowed to really have rap in the house. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of had to sneak around and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so those 3 years was me kind of growing up into a teenager and, you know, meeting people and kind of becoming, you know, who I was at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really writing for real. You know, we would get into freestyle circles, mess around. You know what I mean?
That's like what you were saying, not taking it serious at the time, but just if rap was around, you around rap is going to happen.
Well, I might hop in the freestyle circle.
Word. No doubt. That's automatic. Once again, shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my cuz who checks in all the time. That's Faulkner. That's big cuz right there. Shout out to the Ghost Squad. So soon just jumped in.
Shout out.
You know how it is.
Ghost Squad.
You know. Now, it's funny because when you said that the first song you rewrote was the Eminem Purple Pills, and I said it makes sense is because how the flow is. Right. You know, your flow. Right. You know what I'm saying? That being the first song you rewrote, it was an up-tempo, high BPMs, and you caught, and so you wrote to that as your first joint. That, I don't know, like, I'm going to be honest with everybody. Don't kill me. I hope people still rock with me. I got respect for Eminem, but it's one of those things where I just feel like there's a lot of MCs that may be better that they don't really get that acclaim. You
Facts. No, that's 100. That's 1,000%. That's.
When you say something about Eminem, they come for you.
Yeah, man.
My lady Jess, she's seen it. She's seen the action that comes for that. You don't talk about Eminem, you don't talk about Spider-Man. They come.
Yeah, man, they're gonna come for you for them too. And Nicki Minaj. They gonna
Oh
come for
man,
you.
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
They're gonna
So,
really come for you. Mhm.
word. So to catch those flows, man, as your first joint is amazing to me, man.
Yeah,
Because like Eminem will say what you want, but I always said Eminem has one of the best breath controls of all time.
right.
You know what I mean? And that sped up flow, you caught that the first time, and then obviously you just kept going. Is that correct?
So it was more like I rewrote the lyrics. Like I took the flow, like I didn't have a flow yet. So I took the
Right.
flow and I rewrote the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Eminem, he wasn't really, even though Eminem's dope as hell, you know what I'm saying? I think Eminem's dope as fuck. He wasn't as much of an influence on me at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was more different people. I don't know if you're gonna get into that later. I don't know if you want me to hop into that. Okay.
Yeah. Roll,
Okay.
you can roll.
My first, all right. So the first albums I was allowed to have were like Christian rappers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Grits was one of them. I don't know if you ever heard of Grits. They're kind of like an underground Christian rap group. They were pretty cool, kind of southern with it. You know what I'm saying? But they was dope.
Grits, word.
Facts. But the first two albums I got that my mom was like, okay, you can have this and I'll let you rock with it, was Lauryn Hill
Miseducation.
and Mos Def.
Oh man. Okay. Which was his first one?
It was the first one. I think it's Black on Both Sides.
Both sides, yeah.
That shit changed my life.
Oh
Like,
my
yo,
gosh.
this nigga. I mean, he made a song about the water being bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, really?
Then, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, because I think he dropped that album in like 99. So this was like in like 2007 or something like that. So it was an old album already. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I figured this would be cool because he wasn't really, he's not a gangster rapper. He's a conscious rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the first those were the first people that I was like, man, like Lauryn Hill and Mos Def, like. But the first person I really heard that was like, hey, I'm trying to spit like this was really Tech Nine. That was when I was in high school. And I listened, yeah, yep.
Now, did you do your high school years in Arizona?
Yes. I did.
Right.
I did a couple months out here, and then I went back out there. But yeah, I did high school. I did school, all the school in Arizona.
Okay, all right, word. Because it's crazy because when you speaking on your influences, bro, I really can hear all of them in a great way, though.
Right.
You know what I love is, and I say this a lot, you can be influenced by someone and not bite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can hear a positive influence because. And we're going to get into this as well, but in your musical selection, I can hear the Lauryn Hill choices.
Right.
I can hear the Mos Def in your lyric substance. Not that Lauryn Hill doesn't have it as well, but the same thing. And flowing with like techno, you know what I'm saying? So it all comes together, meshed into a great talent, bro. A great, like I said, it's like an instrument in a positive way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I appreciate that.
You're not an MC. I don't want to say you're just an MC, and I would never call you a singer because you can do your music just speaks to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as we get into that, how did you go about your influence is there, but choosing your first song that you did. What was the first song you ever recorded?
So okay, so this was in high school.
I know you wasn't prepared.
My best friend, me and Casey, we wrote a song called "You'll Get Killed." Yeah, so we was up there talking about you'll get killed. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, you know what I mean. So we was taken from what we was hearing on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't gangsters. You know, we was little wannabes and stuff like that. And where I'm from on the West, it's a lot of gangbang, Crips, Bloods, heavy. You know what I'm saying? So I hung around a lot of those guys. So I was a little wannabe. You know what I mean? And you know, that was just the type of stuff we would talk about. You know what I mean? That's what we heard on the radio. So that's what we did, you know. So yeah, You'll Get Killed was the first song.
All right. So now how old were you, Lil?
When I think I was 16 going on 17. Somewhere around there.
All right. And was the flow still the up-tempo flow on that one also?
So the flow was still fast. Like at that time, it was fast. It was a bunch of words. I wasn't a punchline rapper at the time. I wasn't like, triple entendres.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing none of that. I just had big ass words. Like that was my thing. I had big ass words, and people would be like, "Yo, you got some crazy words." So I'd be like, "Yeah," you know what I'm saying? But that was it. That's all I could do at the time. Not much else.
So tell me, how did we come up with the name? Because the name just really it fits though. But how did you come up with Yours Truly the Poet?
Okay. I've had many names. But Yours Truly the Poet stuck with me. It's really just Yours Truly.
Okay.
The Poet is a title. And that's,
I like that.
Yeah, and that's due to other stuff that there's a band that's called Yours Truly. I didn't know. Matter of fact, King Virtue had told me, hey, maybe you should think about, adding something to it or something like that, because it's a band, and when people are looking up your music, they might go to them first, you know what I mean, and not even find you.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm a poet. But Yours Truly, I came up with Yours Truly because I want people to listen to my music, and I want them to also to kind of hear it as a letter. Like I'm writing a letter to you, and this is by Yours Truly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked Yours Truly.
Bro, my facial expressions and my because it's just like when I listen to, we're gonna get into it for the birds, man. It sounds like that. It sounds like it, and it sounds like it's so cohesive. Let's get to that right there, bro. For the birds album, was that your first release?
I'll say officially, yeah.
Okay.
But I've had mixtapes. I had an album I came out with before. Me and my friend put an album together, but I guess I'll call it all the development stages, so they don't really count. You know what I mean?
Part of the growth.
Yeah. So you can't even find this stuff anywhere. You know what I mean? So it don't count. So yeah, For the Birds is my first legit album. Yeah.
Yo, man, listen. When I listen to that album, excuse me, and shout out real quick, everybody that's in the building. You know how the Ghost Squad comes through. Tricky Hayes, Virtue, Tony, Loretta, K Benga.
What's up, y'all?
Joel, all of us, we show up for the squad, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lady Jess, she's down here with me.
Thanks.
She usually goes upstairs, so, she's down here checking us out tonight. I appreciate that, But For the Birds album, how long did it take you to put it together?
Almost a year.
Okay.
Almost a year. Something like that.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, if it takes a year, because what I heard, and what I hear when I continue to hear when I listen to it is someone who cares about what their first official presentation is going to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a great introduction to Yours Truly the Poet, man, because when I listen to it, I really just want to drop a top. I want to go drive, and it's so smooth, man. We're going to get into some of the songs because I have some of my favorites on there, man. You know what I'm saying? But who are some of the people that you worked with as far as production for this album?
I worked with a lot of online guys. At the time, Virtue, so Virtue said last week, I worked with Virtue at Best Buy. You know what I mean?
Right.
He found out I was a rapper. I found out he was a producer. And then he showed me So Soon. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? And so, but there was a gap in between time where I kind of left. Me and Virtue really ain't talk like that. We were still cool. I would hit him up. I hit Virtue up sometimes on personal stuff. Like, hey, that's my bro.
Right.
You know
right. That's real.
Like I hit so I hit my bro up like, yo, I can't believe this shit happened. You know what I mean? I call him with stuff like that. And so, but I guess he was kind of figuring his thing out. I was doing my thing. And so on the album, it's a lot of online guys. So I worked with Epic Beats. I think Lucid is up there. I think that's it. I think I got most of my beats from them two guys. I'm trying to think if there was another dude. I think Lucid Sounds, Epic Beats, and what's that other dude's name? DRTs. DRTs. Those three guys were like, that's the album. That's why the beats are kind of, you could kind of tell they kind of came from the same place a little bit.
Yeah, because it's so, but it's a beautiful thing because I think that's what makes the album cohesive as it is, the way it flows together, because it's what, oh man, all right, listen, if anybody hasn't checked for this album For the Birds, I'm going to tell you, it's a slept on album that needs to be heard because it gives you so many different levels of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, of music, you know what I'm saying, like the brother, yours truly, like this flow is so top notch. Like a lot of people could rhyme fast, a lot of people do that, but it's the articulation. And shout out to my Ghost Squad, all Ghost Squad, bro, because when I listen to Joel ID, when I listen to when I listen to Miko Coletti,
yeah, man,
I hear these dudes with these flows, like all of y'all get busy on it'll just be like people don't understand. Like people could do it, but there's doing it and there's perfecting it. Shout out to all of y'all that get busy on that sped up joint. You know what I mean? Like if anybody else I'm missing, I apologize. I just know that they get down with that joint. You know? So how long did it take you to like not just rap fast, but perfect it the way you did?
That took me years. Because at first I would just kind of, I mean, I still kind of speed it up, slow it down, speed it up, slow it down.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not like Joe, where it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I can't even keep up with this. But it took me a few years to do. You know what I mean? I got really heavy into listening to Brother Lynch, Hung. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I was just like, okay, I want to spit fast. I know I want to do this. You know what I mean? I already had a faster tempo than the average guy, but it wasn't like it is now. You know what I'm saying? And so, it just took me a couple of years spitting, respitting, listening to the track over and over and over, spitting it again for days, hours.
Man,
That's what it took.
Word. Shout out to my boy Adam. He came in the building. That's my homie, yo. He always listen. Adam holds the fam down like he's like a one-man neighborhood watch, bro. Shout out to you. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
But we're here with my man, yours truly, the poet, Adam. I'm going to put you on to some of his music too. But listen, the pockets. Once you got it, took you years to master that, and then like how comfortable you got with it. Because now what I love is how you find the pocket. It's like when you're speeding up and then you're like Royce 5'9" is what I think of. Okay. I think Royce is one of my favorite MCs.
Right.
The way he finds the pocket when he could speed it up, stop, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like kind of like if you're playing cornerback on Odell and he's like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when did you feel like, yo, I got this now? What was there a particular song that made you feel like, yeah, this is the one I got it on?
That's a good question. Damn, I can't remember a song.
I love that. That's a good question.
That's a good ass question. I can't remember a song. I can tell you how it happened though. It kind of happened with the development of the style or the delivery, because at one point I was putting too many words in a sentence.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So I said, okay, well, I still want to say all of this though. So I kind of right. So I had to push myself to rap that fast to be able to say what I wanted and still come out good and proficient. You know what I mean? And so it's like I kind of had to throw myself out in the water and just kind of swim. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, it's like you Michael Phelps in that shit, bro, because it is like it's so fun to listen to. Like for me as a fan of hip hop, and you know it because you said it, and I appreciate you acknowledging that. Like there's flows you just get a hold of. I'm like, man, like when I get you with the perfect beat and then you're flowing like this is what music is supposed to be.
Right.
It like like you, it's like that. You gotta love it, joint. I came in
Yeah.
on. When I hear it, I feel like I'm levitating. Like it's like you gotta love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just it's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Shout out to Keith Murray. That's what I love about that song. That's how I feel when I hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What went into going into that? Like, how did you know you was gonna have that as album cuts? Were there any songs that didn't make the album? What's still there?
There's a couple of songs that didn't make the album. I had a song called Can't Let Go. I had a song called OCD in the Morning because I do have OCD. I'm clinically diagnosed with pure O.
Okay.
And there was another one I can't remember. But I sent the album to my boy back home. He was like, yo, these is dope. These ones is like, eh. And I kind of just went off of that and just yeah.
So you know what? Those tracks that was the ad, you still need to. What I love about ad tracks is they still need to be out there. Somebody might like that joint that you did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So please, like, don't ever throw away a throwaway.
Right.
Store the throwaway. You know what I mean? Store away the throwaways. Don't throw away. I don't believe in throwing away throwaways. You know what I'm saying? You know. But man, listen. Now, with that joint there, like I said, it's one of my favorite tracks from you, bro. Because it's like it's up in the beginning of the album. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes. And for me, it's like I said, the perfect introduction. So was it not just putting the songs together, but placement? How you placed them on the album? Was that something that really was important to make sure it was done correctly, like for the flow?
Yeah, it was something I wanted it to be kind of like a good mixture of everything. Like I didn't want like 5 really jumpy, exciting tracks just bunched together, and then the rest of them just kind of slow or whatever you want to,
right.
or down tempo. But I wanted it to be a mix. Like I wanted it to be a mix. I looked at what the songs were about, and I kind of wanted it to end up where it ended up.
Man, listen, I love how our squad show up, man.
Yeah.
Joel, he was just like, yo, you act all humble when you're really the GOAT to GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell y'all in the chat, in our GOAT Squad chat, I know everything is classified, but I really tell you this. I love the music that's coming out of our squad. I love going in there and not knowing. It's like going into, like, I'm old school. I don't even know if everybody's going to realize this, but going into that box of cereal and getting that prize, when I go in that chat, and then I get a new track from somebody, and I'm just like, this is people don't even know.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's so beautiful. So, like, let's talk about that. How did you get down with Squad? I know you said you worked with Virtue, but was that your connection to going with Ghost Squad?
Yeah, so met Virtue. We did Smack Track, Me So Soon, and K Banger. That's kind of how I found out about Banger. Already knew about So Soon. Yeah, shout out to Banger, man. Shout out to So Soon. That was the first time I worked with So Soon. I always wanted to work with him when I heard him back at Best Buy, but at the time I wasn't really making music. I had took like a 4 or 5 year break. And so, I'll dibble and dabble here and there, but I was like, I didn't think rap was going to be any chance in it. I didn't think there was going to be any chance at making it or whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, it is what it is. It's fun. But yeah, then Virtue, a week before I think True got back at Virtue, I was sitting at his house. And so he was like, yo, I came across this dude named True Words. And I was like,
so you was there with this whole thing?
So I was there like before they really start contacting each other.
So you was there when Virtue told him check my.
So he had already did that, but I don't know if he got back with him or maybe he did once. I don't remember exactly, but I remember him telling me I just found out about this dude True Words. He was like, "Yo, let me show your track," and so I'm expecting to just hear some regular rap dude who's just like everybody raps, okay,
right.
And then he played this dude, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, hold on, this dude ain't signed? And he was like, I don't think so, I don't know, da-da-da-da-da. Hopefully we can work together, all that. And I was just like, yo, like this dude is amazing. Like, yo, True is one of those dudes where You think you can rap.
Yeah. And then you be
think,
true, right?
You think you can rap, and then you listen to True Words, and you be like, yo, I'm finna just throw my whole book out.
Then you would hear joints with True Words like anything like Royal Blood or Lyrical Homicide or anything that he puts his pen to. Like,
Man,
I'm like, see, that's why I'm good. Like, I'm good right here. I'm good right here. Y'all are beasts. Y'all are animals. So shout out to True Words.
shout out to True, man.
You the goat, bro.
Yeah.
We all, but that man, listen. Word. So I'm gonna get into the smack track because I got a problem with my squad. I was upset at my squad because I heard y'all talk about smack track, but nobody told me what the freak smack track really. Nobody said, "Listen, Cat, go check this track."
Right.
So this week was the first time. So that's why as soon as I heard, I went and I was like, "Listen, why y'all holding back, man?"
Right.
That's amazing. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to Loretta Zoli who
Facts.
set that off. Shout out to all of
Shout out to
Brown.
Paula. Yo,
I apologize. The dude that came after, I want to say his name was Lid or something.
Link.
I apologize. You know what I mean? Shout out to Link.
Mm.
So soon.
Yeah.
You. But I'm purposely held K Banger's name last because that was really when I heard K, like what I loved about Banger's verse on there was how everybody was sped up. You know what I'm saying? And Banger was like, nah, I came with, and it's
raw. Raw.
That's right. That's where I was going.
Banger's raw. Banger's just a raw spitter.
Because that's what a posse. Let's see, I'm old school, so I'm gonna hear posse track. That's what a posse track's supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The video, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, listen, this is why I'm proud of my crew, proud of my squad. So, how long did it take you to put that verse together for Smack Track, bro?
I think a couple weeks. I don't think it took me that long to come up with the Smack Track verse.
Yeah.
I think a couple weeks. I was riding in the car. I think I wrote like half of it. I think like the next day or two, I came back to it and finished the rest out.
Okay. I see Virtue said he got a question. Whenever you put that in, Virtue, we got you with that question, bro, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I love the joint because, like I said, you and So Soon, like the whole crew sound great together with that. But I could hear the So Soon and yours truly connections with things, just because you guys somebody may call it unorthodox with how y'all get down.
Mm-hmm.
I call it just chemistry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it will work so it's like a Hall and Nash thing that will just work so well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about with me and Soon?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Soon. So how Soon feels about me is how I feel about Soon. And I just told him that the other day. And I was like, to me, I look at Soon like the golden child. Like I feel like if KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane and all the old heads, which I don't even like calling old heads because they're not old.
Nah, I know what you mean.
But they just,
I know exactly.
You know what I mean? The some of the founding fathers of rap. I feel like if they went into the lab and they was like, yo, we finna make a rapper, it would be So Soon.
Man, listen, it's energetic. Like I said, and he knows this because I like all of y'all. One thing about me, I wear it on my sleeve. If I'm loving something, I'm gonna let y'all know about it. I believe in letting our people know because we are all fighting against the whole world of being called another rapper.
Right.
You understand? So it's our job to let everybody know we are not that. We have some of the most elite artists in the GOAT Squad, and that's why I'm doing Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know. So listen, one of the joints I always like to do, and you know you've seen it, checked in with it, is I like to go into one of my favorite tracks from it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But before we do that, I just wanted to ask because the track that you and True Words, the shout out to True Words, you know, once again,
thanks.
That what that means to me.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about that. How excited was that coming together, man?
It was dope, man. It was the first track I got to hop on with True. You know, he showed me a beat. We were trying to do we wanted to do it wasn't a Virtue beat. We wanted to
Right.
do a virtual beat, but we was just talking on the phone and he just played the beat. And then I was like, yo, that's dope. And it just happened like that. It just happened like that. So, I mean, it was just dope. You know what I'm saying? Being able to work with True, a real spitter. And he probably gonna get me in the inbox after this, but he ain't go as hard as he really could have. You know what I mean? He wanted to let me shine a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, he let me shine a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. Everybody don't do that. Everybody's not humble enough to say, you know what I'm saying? Not that I ain't good enough and not like that, but just like, hey, you know what I mean? And so,
one thing about True, not please forgive me, bro. Just to piggyback what you say about True Words. If you said how humble True Words was every day, it still isn't enough.
no,
to
it's not.
compensate that. So once again, True, shout out to you with that, bro.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, like that connection and
Yeah,
it wasn't point, you know.
yeah. It was just dope. It was just dope working with him. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to be a hot track just because True was on it. So it was going to be hot regardless. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had to bring my A game. You know what I'm saying? And it was just dope being able to have that chemistry. And I think there's a lot more that we're going to do in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People don't understand what's happening. This is why it's funny. And if you see one of my hashtags is always get to know the Ghost Squad, because it's gonna happen where everybody's gonna then they're gonna see the hashtag and they're gonna go back and see everything that we've been doing.
Right.
Then what happens is they just gotta then everybody's gonna say I was there from the beginning.
Right.
No, they do the homework. It's cool. Do that. That's why we're leaving these footprints for them to follow and see what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, what I wanted to do, shifting to this here, is one of my favorite parts of the Regular Cat Convo is when I talk to you about one of my favorite songs you've done. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, like, shout out to King Virtue. You know what I'm saying? And that joint that y'all dropped not too long ago, that Ja joint.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Like, he told me how that came together when we had him up there.
Mm-hmm.
But talk to me real quick about that Ja.
So Ja, you know, he did the duet. I heard it and I was like, yo, this sound like a Jamaican joint. You know what I mean? It kind of had that Jamaican vibe to it. I love Damian Marley. I love Damian Marley.
Mm.
And so I was like, yo, I wish I had that accent. And so I was, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm just gonna make it happen. So I just wrote it real quick. I didn't think anybody was really gonna like it. I actually sent it to my sister, and she was like, I like the verse, I don't like the hook as much. And I said, okay, cool. I took it with a grain of salt, you know, but Virtue always tells me, you know, send whatever you do to 3 people. Like, send it to 3 people, and if 2 people say yes, then go with it. If 2 people say no, then fall back, maybe redo some stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he liked it. I think he sent it to somebody else. I think it was Tony. I think Tony got to peep it real quick. Tony was feeling it. True was feeling it. I said, well, let's put, you know, Virtue was like, let's put it out. So I said, okay, cool. And everybody loves it. So I was like, wow, like that's what's up.
Yes. And I'm sometimes when I hear songs that's like damn near perfect like that, I get offended. Not offended. I get upset because when they're short, I'm asking for more. I'm like, nah, I want more.
Right.
I want more. But you know what? Sometimes it's meant to just hit you like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That joint is one of the smoothest joints, man. And before we get into that, real talk, I think this is a tuck away joint on Bird's Eye View. I promise you, man.
Yeah.
Like, this song is fucking, I don't even like cuss. You know, I really keep it really humble.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really grown and all that.
Yeah. You good
You know
with me?
I mean?
I got a bad mouth, so you good. I got a bad mouth.
Listen. My joint is do the right thing, man. So we're gonna, you know, especially with the Ghost Squad episodes, and shout out to my homegirl Shay BK that just jumped in here. I don't know if she's still here from my tribe. Shout out to everybody that's in my tribe that be showing love as well. This song here, Do the Right Thing, is like, explain it first.
Okay.
Talk about the song before we get into it. I think that's the best thing to do.
Okay.
Talk to us about Do the Right Thing. Who produced it? I know you said you worked with the three, but which one of the great producers? Because shout out to all three of them. They got busy on this album.
Thanks.
You know, so which one of them produced it in the mindset of going into this?
I think it was DRTs that produced that one. It was DRTs that produced that one, killed it, murdered it. When I heard it, I was like, yo, this got to be a deep joint. And so I sat on it for a minute. And then sometimes I don't write. So if I'm not in my element, I don't write all the time.
Because you don't want to force it.
I don't want to force it. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get you're not going to get yours truly for real. You know what I mean? Exactly. You're going to get some robotic version of yours truly. And, you know, so I don't always do that. Sometimes I will push it out and I'll write something. You know what I mean? Especially if there's a deadline. Sometimes I'll be taking too long. But I sat on that for a minute and then it just hit me. And so the thing about Do the Right Thing is, so that's a true story. So when I was 19, I want everybody that hasn't heard it to go back and listen to the song.
Well, we're gonna play it after this.
Okay, yeah,
I'll let you talk about
okay,
it.
cool. Okay, let me hurry up there. I'll be running my mouth. So back when I was 19, there was a guy that was kind of, you know, talking a lot, saying nobody could, you know, get him out there, rob him, whatever, whatnot. And so I was like, yo, we gonna go get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And my boy, he had a little Dodge Neon. You know what I'm saying? It was 5 of us. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of was like the talking piece to the whole operation. Not to put myself like that, but we was all boys. Trying to be men, you know what I'm saying? And so we was like, all right, we gonna go, you know, do what we gotta do. And so we went over there. XYZ happened. You know what I'm saying? And we left the joint and come to find out, I found out about maybe 2 years later that one of my friends had knew about the whole thing the whole time. And he had took some extra weight that we ain't know about. And so I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, we robbed this dude and we got robbed by the homeboy.
Right.
And check this out. He went to go cook all of that up. And the dope addict that helped him cook it fucked it all up.
Whoa, wait.
So we did all of that for what? You know what I'm saying? And so when I came up with the album, I heard the beat. I came up with the hook, Do the Right Thing. And so it's not really do the right. It's kind of a twofold meaning. It's do the right thing. Don't do this. That's why the second verse kind of comes back and it's like, hey, this ain't the life you want to live. But it's really, hey, let's do this thing right.
Yes.
So we can go in here and get this work and, you know, come up or whatever, whatnot.
Right. Listen, man. We're going to get into it, man, real quick, because this is, like I said, I fell in love with this joint, bro. Everybody, this is my brother, yours truly, the poet. This song is off of the album, my gosh, Yo For The Birds. It is fire. It's called Do The Right Thing. Y'all know how I do. When I hear a track, I spaz out. I might close my eyes, vibe out. Y'all can rock with me. Y'all can rock. Do y'all thing. Y'all do the right thing and just listen to this joint, all right?
Thanks, vibe.
Word. So stay with me, bro. Stay with me. Let's check this.
Thanks.
Make sure my volume. Oh, here we go. All right, we'll bring it back because I know I ain't have my volume right. You pardon me, everybody. All right, here we go. We're gonna bring it back now. You know how it sounds.
Just did 3. Now a nigga back in together. We all in together. Eat baby call us together. We falling together. A fly baby falling together. We be hawk like the weather on birds who wings flock like. Whatever Cheap to the streets, I'm low down, reaching my peak. I'm falling victim to the running with the reaper in me. Increasing my speed, the slow nigga wanna be free. The kids wanna be a gangster and I wanted to be drinking and chasing like I'm chasing and shit in my patience. I'm ready to get this paper, ready I'm anchored. Get a nigga for whatever you work for. Fighting my guilty conscience, what you think I got time for? What in the Elijah Muhammad commentary, we got a problem. Common denominator, nigga, you better solve it. Fill up my pockets, feeling so nauseous, fill up my conscience. Me and my niggas writing the song, getting the song. Let it move. I feel my adrenaline rushing. All eyes on me, God is watching too. What goes around, comes around, it's an obstacle. Words in the force, I was forced in the corner of a really complicated adolescence. I'm impossible. Got it all, seen it all, yeah, I keep a monocle. But through the looking glass, I'm in one delay, trying to become a man, like 100 grand dash. Put the stash in the back seat, blowing lights out, so we down through the back streets, drop slow. 5 niggas in the Dodge Leon, we all peons with glow when we got free on. Just a few streets down from the block, we robbed and got robbed by my nigga with the keys. Jeez. Nigga, do the thing.
I love this shit, bro. We gonna rock this all the way through.
Yeah, this joint crazy.
You can't trust niggas, you can't run with them. Chop it up for a minute, the smoke run with them. Baby boy, please pay attention to what I tell you. I'll pay for everything that these rapping niggas will sell you. These niggas sold out, it be so proud. A bad nigga always keep somebody dope sound. Gotta keep the drugs in the couple.
I appreciate all the love.
Word to Cinco.
Chick sleeping with the nigga, probably no doubt. He's supposed to be your man's, but it's profile.
Please go.
Jacket boy is cold out. Don't know who they is. Real nigga shit. A false sense of reality. If isn't is. And while we follow a fantasy, all that stuff will make you happy. If you actually get it, then we'll remember this.
Listen.
Let's go, Virtue. Let's go. I'm with that.
Yo, listen. Shout out to my boy, yo, Shotty. Listen, I can't help it. I love music. I love this fire ass music that the Ghost Squad is putting out. Listen, you know what'd be so bad with me, man? Like, and this is when I had the conversation so soon as well when we were talking about the underclass. The song has a serious message.
Right.
I can't help it that it's a fucking vibe I can rock to.
Right.
Like, yo,
Hey.
you know what I mean? Like, yo, because you trust me, I got where you going with this joint, and this is why you listen to them so many times. Because for me, I can listen to a song 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and what I'm doing is I'm taking something else each time from it.
Right.
That I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And quick shout out to my brother Sasiko in South Africa. He checks every episode Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, whenever.
Oh, dope.
And he is a big, we working on some things. He got some things in South Africa.
Thanks.
He got going on. It's dope. We're going to get some Ghost Squad music in South Africa.
Thanks.
Salute
to Sasiko, right?
I ain't get to tell y'all the story. Y'all know I had a crazy week, but thanks for being with me. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get that going, you know. But, listen, do the right thing. Like, when you first see this title, you think of the movie.
Right.
Like we joined, you know. But like you said, you played on the name so many ways.
Right.
Like the title itself is an entendre, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
Thanks.
Listen, Yours truly.
I
Fire.
appreciate it.
This is what I love this for. This is what I love this. So I can just tell you face to face.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one more thing about that track. So, like that, I love that track. I thought it was dope. I thought it was like really dope. But that wasn't even my one. Like I thought it was gonna be DOA. I thought my one was gonna be DOA. Virtue actually kind of had to sit me down and be like, hey, this do the right thing that is the joint. And I was like, you think so? He was like, bruh, I've been listening to this track with me and Zach in the car, and I'm trying to tell you right now, this is it. So
I didn't talk to him about this at all. He didn't know. I don't tell anybody what my favorites are. My favorite song is on purpose.
Right.
But man, so Virtue was like A&R in this joint.
Virtue was like AR in that joint.
Yes. Salute, Virtue. Thank you.
Salute to Virtue.
Listen, man, this is why I keep saying it. They don't know what we got in store next year coming up. Ever. Shout out to Derek Skinner, my brother. Thanks for joining us here because I got my brother, yours truly, the poet, one of the illest MCs that you don't know. And I promise you, y'all will know everybody from the Ghost Squad next year because we are coming with some fire. So talk to everybody, my man, yours truly. Tell everybody what's coming up, what you got lined up, bro. Let's hear it.
So I got a single coming out with me and Gons, me, True, and Shani. We're actually working on something right now. Me, Joe, and Jay Vengeance is working on something. Me and Mike is working on something.
I love it.
And,
this is what I'm talking about.
Right. And so soon, I'm trying to find something special for soon in Baller. And it's only because we're all kind of those conscious guys.
Yeah.
We kind of stick to that conscious thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we stick to that. And so
that's doing it though. That's the funny thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is a level of conscious MCing that people don't realize. Conscious MCing don't mean you ain't spitting.
Yeah, man.
Tell me Carly ain't spitting.
Right.
Tell me he ain't spitting. Man. Tell me yours truly the poet ain't
spitting. Man, spitting. And True just showed me some stuff a couple weeks ago. And I ain't know he kind of can rock in that conscious lane. Not saying he ain't had the ability, but I just didn't know he even wanted to even dip into that.
Yeah.
Man, he showed me some stuff that blew my mind, man. I said, yo, if you don't re-push this, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because this jam is crazy. So hopefully we talked about some stuff. Hopefully that, gets put into the works too. So, yeah.
Listen, when it comes to, and I just want to say this, and I mean this, man, with every dope artist that's on our squad. Shout out to Mike Hoffa. I don't think I shouted you out, bro. I see you in here, my G. Shout out everybody that's in this chat. But y'all, if you're not down with the Ghost Squad, y'all gonna hear it. Y'all gonna keep hearing it. We're gonna force feed it to you because y'all. Sometimes people don't know they like something until they try. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people try pumpkin pie.
Right.
You don't know about sweet potato pie.
I don't know about sweet potato
pie. Try sweet potato pie. You don't know about sweet potato pie?
No, I know about sweet potato pie.
Oh, yeah.
I know about sweet potato pie.
We about to have an episode about sweet potato pie right now. Like, word. But, like, they don't know they like sweet potato pie till they try it.
They try it, man.
And you taste the real flavor of, you know what I mean? Like, this is what the Ghost Squad is. Ghost Squad we are so versatile as artists, as creators, and now with everybody being together, I said it before with Virtue, like everybody remembers the Voltron as the 5 lions, but it was the 30 cars because we are so deep with straight skill set. Like the skills, like when you hear what the work that Baller Brown is putting out, you hear the work that Shani Allah is putting out, you hear the work Nico Coletti puts out, everything that, like, everything. And it's like so beautiful, man. So I say to everybody that's on the squad when they're here, thank you for having me part of it, bro.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for accepting me and having me down with the squad because it's no secret. I used to rap and all of that, and we fell apart. Whatever the case is, this is my lane, and I'm so comfortable in it. I'm so comfortable presenting and letting everybody see what's here, man. You know, and my job is to make sure that Regular Cat Radio pushes the Ghost Squad because I just feel like if anybody just comes and hears what we got, You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's without putting a name to it,
Right.
without trying to name search now, because that's what everybody does now.
Right.
People name search.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get music, man. You are gonna love it. You know, those people that said, you know, there's no real hip hop. They don't want to hear. They don't want my partner DJ to hear that, because DJ comes for you, man.
Right.
Because that's why he built the station. That's why we got dope artists like you there, bro.
Right.
You know,
Thanks.
you know, so yours truly, bro. I want to thank you, man. This has been so much fun, bro. Before you go, like, you got to tell everybody where's your music, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How can they get it? Where is it at? Talk to them, man.
So, you can find my music on any streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. I have a Linktree link in my bio. So if you just come add me or go to the bio, there's a Linktree link. It has the full album up there. It has the single I dropped with King Virtue. It has the single I dropped with True Words. It has a few of my singles that I just dropped, like Vanity and Lovesick. So, and
Yes.
has everything right there.
But talk to him, man. Like, I apologize, bro. We cannot, because this is the thing. Once again, you're so fluid with your joints. Let's talk to him about that newest release, that Vanity joint too, man. Like, what went into Vanity, B? Because, like, first of all, this is you thinking on another level, artist, man. Because that's the Lauryn Hill with the beat, and then all of that. Like, talk to us, man. Who did this? Is this one?
This is an R&B beat. You know what? I think his name is Tiller Beats. Tiller Beats. Because he makes R&B beats. I'm guessing he likes Brian Tiller. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing that's what he's staying in that lane, because his beats are kind of Brian Tiller-ish. So I'm not a singer. So I harmonize. I grew up in church. I had to sing in the choir. My sisters are singers. Like, they're singers.
Okay.
Strong voice. So I know how to harmonize. I do a lot of 3-part harmonies, and that's really all I do. You know what I'm saying? But Vanity was just something that I just came up with, man. I heard the beat. I wanted to get into my singing bag a little bit, or my melody bag, I'll call it. And I come up with melodies a lot quicker than I come up with rhymes. You know what I'm saying? I try not to do it as much, because I still want rap hooks too. But sometimes it just comes to me. That's the melody just comes, and I just write it down. And so Vanity, it's a scripture in the Bible that says all is vanity, something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of went off of that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come from that perspective. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come from that perspective. Sometimes I'm talking at things. Sometimes I am the things.
Okay. And let me tell you something. If you guys haven't heard that Vanity joint, please check it. And you ain't lying, Shawnee. We got to talk about it, because I seen the bubble on it like a while ago. Everybody's just, every time we was in the chat, we was in the Zoom as a Ghost Squad, and everybody kept saying, shout out to Tricky. He was just like, that's some stone cold shit. Stone cold. Like, that joint there is like a unbelievable, smooth Sunday morning.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Going to numbers.
Late night cruise. Cruise joint. Yeah.
I love Stone. Everybody has the same effect on that. So let's talk about Stone Cold shit. Like, what happened with that? Where'd that come from?
Yo, same type of time, man. I was in the car, and I came up with the melody. I don't even think I had the words all the way together. I just had the melody. And so I was like, okay. And came home. I don't know if I even heard the beat yet. But I know I got the beat. I came home, I wrote it out, and I was like, yo, this Jane crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna write some dope verses to this. And so I just kind of went in with the verses, and that song, it doesn't have as much meaning as like a Vanity or a Lovesick. Because I have a song called Lovesick that you might have never heard. But Stone Cold was just a track I just came up with. It wasn't towards anybody. I just came up with it.
Right. And it's like saying, like, yo, I was watching, after I heard it, man, I was watching, I forgot, somebody got dunked on crazy. And I was out here watching, I was like, that's a stone cold shit. Like, that's insane now for me, bro. Like, bro, you made it insane. Like, I need, yo, we got the shirt. We gonna keep that in the house, but we need that on the shirt. Like, we gotta have Goat Squad merch, and that's one saying that has to be on there, man.
Thanks.
Because I absolutely love. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can really have you like for days up here because I tune in with your music, and I love. I've heard almost every. I'm 45. I've been around this hip hop thing since its birth. I've heard all kind of flows. It's all about how you do it and what you bring to the table.
Right.
And honestly, your lyrical substance, bro, is what separates you from just another sped up rapper. But then also, your versatility is what separates you from someone who may have just substance.
Right.
You know,
right.
Harmonizing separates you completely from a rapper, and your flow, your lyrical cadence, and the way that you can go into pockets,
right,
what makes you an elite MC.
I appreciate that.
If someone asked me to repeat this, I couldn't do it because this is really, I didn't write this down, bro. This is coming from the heart when I listen to your music, you know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying the fact of knowing that I can have this conversation with you because I know you. And people know, like, just to tell you, my lady, just like, I'm playing this music throughout the house. Goat Squad music is in the house regularly. I'm going to pick up Noah. Yeah, Noah has his playlist, but he's getting acquainted with Goat Squad music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because it's important. Like, we are that. We are that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's important that everybody hears it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending Goat Squad music to any and everybody. That's why I said all the music that we have, bro, get it. We have a station.
Yeah, man.
Have a station.
Absolutely.
You know, I understand, like, we want to get on these mainstreams because these stations also is how we get heard.
Right, right.
Who's not cool, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But while we climb that hill, let's also let everybody know that support us, that listen, go here, you can hear it. Like Virtue told you before, you can hear, and this literally happened. You can hear Jay-Z, then hear True Words. Right. I'm in the gym while I'm driving, I hear this happen. I hear the transition.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So let everybody know, man, that's where we can hear us, man. And once again, we got so much in store. Thank you, yours truly. I want to call you yours truly the poet, man, because it just flows.
That's
so
cool.
good.
That's, hey, if that worked for you, that's fine, man.
Yeah, but listen, you are like, I put my guards down because I'm just like speaking from the heart, man. Like, thank you for being the artist you are, the individual you are. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Everything that shaped you into who you are, you took everything and you melted it down, and you came out with this beautiful creation that you know what I mean? And I put you, like I said about anybody in my squad, put your pen game, I put your flow, I put all that up against anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate
thank you.
Man. I appreciate that.
This is just the beginning for what we're doing, bro.
We just starting, man. We just starting. And I just want to, no, go ahead. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
You good, yeah. I wanted to shout out, first and foremost, God, man. That should have been the first thing I said. But, you know, God gave me this gift. You know what I'm saying? I'm not always perfect. I'm not the perfect example. I'm not. But, you know, I'm still a man. You know what I'm saying? And I still have a relationship with God, man. And without him, I'm nothing. You know what I mean? So even the flow, sometimes these words are coming out of nowhere. It's all God, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all God. And so shout out to the Goat Squad. You know what I mean? Shout out to Virtue. Staying on my ass. You know what I'm saying? No homo. You know what I'm saying? Staying on me like, nigga, if you don't drop this.
He said it. He said he had to stay on you, man. He said that.
Virtue be getting on my nerves, man. But it's out of love because he sees the talent in me. And he like, yo, come on. Shout out to True. Not just because he's just this dope ass lyrical, I don't even have the words, but also because he's a great leader. Both of those guys. You know what I mean? And I know they kind of see us all as one and nobody's really I don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? I
Nah,
see it like Virtue and True. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? They kind of have that. You know what I mean? And I want Virtue to tap into his management skills because he wasn't a manager for no reason at Best Buy. Sometimes things happen and we think it's just for not, but there's something in that. And I see it. And so I want him to see it. You know what I mean? And but True, just giving that knowledge. I mean, like I said, we could say how humble True is every day, and it wouldn't be enough. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Just because he don't even have to give the knowledge he gets out. That's stuff he can be finding out for him.
You know what I'm saying? Word.
You know what I'm saying? But he like, nah, like I want everybody to really eat. Like I want everybody to do this. Shout out to Shani, just for pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this chick, I mean, she probably drop a track every day. I'm like, yo, she always on it. She always dropping something. She's always pushing. And so soon, Mike, Gons, Joe, everybody in the group. Loretta, that's my main dude, man. Loretta, just love
Loretta
and just
goes, man, like
facts, man.
like Ricky Hayes, you know what I'm saying?
Ricky,
like these dudes, like yo, Baller Brown, like I said, K-Bay, all the people that's in the squad. You know what I mean? Like I want y'all to know how much we appreciate y'all. And real quick, like it's important that we all know that we are there for each other, man. Like I apologize if I'm in and out sometimes. Like I told y'all what's going on, things are crazy, but that's no excuse. I still try to check in and see what's going on because I can't miss the important thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I do know is that we are all there for each other. We've shown that.
Right.
We've shown that. You know what I'm saying? In so many ways, and we will continue to do that because we're not just fans of each other as artists, entertainers, whatever we may be. We're fans of each other in life. You know what I'm saying? And in this short time, I've seen that, how we get behind each other and celebrate whatever we got going.
Thanks.
So thanks for that, man. I'm so excited about everything that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm excited about everything that's going with Ghost Squad, but most importantly, yours truly, bro. Thank you for being the dope individual you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, big.
Hey, salute to you, man. Thank you for being a dope individual. And like I said, just a lover of hip hop. I didn't even know you used to rap. So now I see where the love comes from. Like you've been in those shoes. So you know how we feel. You know how we feel. And that's dope.
What I'm gonna do, man, because you know I say it a lot, but it's like, okay, there's no proof. I'm gonna throw some of my joints in the chat for everybody. You know what I mean? Y'all can't throw us stuff on the chopping block. I can't critique y'all, and y'all have never critiqued me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So granted, everything I've done is at least about 15 years old.
Right.
But
that's cool.
You know
I want to hear it.
If it was skills there, they would still be there. That's why I say good music.
I'm ready. I want to hear all of it.
Word.
You might have to drop a 16 too.
Listen, man. Listen. You know what's funny? Like, because since I hurt my shoulder, I haven't been in the gym. I hurt my shoulder, my arm. I strained it, but it's getting better. But now what I've been doing, when I got angry, I started writing. It's like,
hey,
it was like getting bad. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Word. That was like, all right, I'm calm down. You know what I'm saying? Word.
That's how it be, though. That's how it be.
Because it was like really like writing, it was an outlet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Writing. And then when I went through some of my darkest times, and I've always speak about that, you know what I'm saying? That's when I felt like I started writing even deeper. Like I found my niche was just being me.
Right.
Like you said, you wrote, you sound like what you heard. You write hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then I was like, my niche is this. You know what I'm saying? And things like, it's just a beautiful thing about it.
Thanks.
And when you find your lane and you're comfortable, like that's what makes you an elite MC, because you're not trying to be nothing else but you, and then you bring everybody into you, bro.
That's it.
And you brought me in, man. You brought
Don't even try to be nobody. Be you. Be you. Don't try to be nobody else. Be you.
Word, yo. Man, listen, I appreciate you, man. Everybody, this is my brother. Yours truly, the poet, my Ghost Squad brother. Be on the lookout for everything Ghost Squad. Trust me, y'all gonna love everything that this man does, all right? The worst, bro. We're gonna be talking again soon, all right?
Absolutely.
Word,
all right, man.
Easy, please. Word. Yo, man. That was so much fun for me, bro, because y'all don't understand. This dude here, yours truly, the poet, literally is just that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go out on that joint, too. You know what I'm saying? This stone cold shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out my brother Eda Mattis that jumped in here on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? Another elite MC I'm going to have on the Wednesday soon. Thanks for being here. Let me turn this down. I love this joint. I want to talk this one out real quick because I want to thank y'all for always being here. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Virtue. Thank you for the whole squad always here. Tasiko, my man. Thank you for always checking in, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get together, man. Like I said, let me know in advance, man. I'll be happy to do what we do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shawnee, I'm going to be hitting you up, man. All right? You up. All right? But, listen. Y'all got a squad like I have a squad, and mostly everybody here is still squad. Thank y'all for being with us. You know what I'm saying? We doing this here. Y'all know how it is. Goat Squad. Listen, check me out. iHeartRadio. You go check Regular Cat Radio. You hear this. You hear this. You hear fire like this. This is my brother, yours truly. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got some things going, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Next Wednesday, I got my brother, another West Coast MC, Fire, my man Mike Stroh. I'm going to be dropping that. Dope MC. Once again, apologize. Lil Bam and I, we got the times mixed up. We're going to get this in because Lil Bam is another dope artist. It's important to hear what he got to say. Thank you for, letting us rock what we do. You know what I'm saying? And listen, y'all rock with me. I appreciate y'all. I'm not sure how everything's going to be going, but thank you, everybody, that gave condolences with my family. I appreciate y'all, my squad, we just, everybody's holding together. Things are going well, as well as it can be with my family there. But, things in general, like, I just love to wear my emotions on my sleeve, man. I love this music, this hip-hop, this culture. This is what has gotten me through a lot of things, man. Rest in peace, my cousin David Leroy Mitchell. Love you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? You're the one. You're the one that, like I said, I first touched some turntables. It was your turntables in the back when we lived at 215 South 9th in the project. You know what I'm saying? You were the one that let me mess up your record. You know what I'm saying? And, when I started rapping, you gave me the crazy nickname, Young Sneezy. I don't know how it came up, but you did that. Cuz I love you. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Everybody's dead. You know what I'm saying? And, love everybody, man. Love your people, bro. It is nothing wrong with telling a grown man you love them. You know what I'm saying? I think it's something, it's different when you don't. We're always trained to keep things in. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to live like that, Let it down. People are there for you. You can be there. You never know what your positive words can do for somebody. You understand? So with that, I just want to thank y'all. If I do decide to get this live going, I got to communicate with my family. If I get this going for my cousin, I'll let y'all know. But right now, I just want to tell y'all, I'm going to keep the vibe up, man, because, my cousin wasn't one of those. He wasn't that. You know what I mean? So he wanted me to rock out. We're going to rock out. You know what I'm saying? So before we go, I'm mad at y'all. Y'all ain't give me this track, but I got it. Go ahead, Loretta. Love this joint. Shout out to my squad. I didn't expect to stay on the rock this, but I am. Paula Brown body in it. Let's go. On the first line, niggas know it's over. Ball smack track like open hole. Backs out, blacks out, Salute, baller. That's how you buy your track. Love you, cuz. Thanks for staying here with us. We rocking out. This is the Ghost Squad joint. Shout out to Link, man.
Yo, you know I fuck to the top, I pop off rhymes and talk my shit. All of my hits, all them ones, never ever slip a bit. Systematically the glitch. Nigga, bitch, I'm a dog. Gonna let these nuts hang low, but I know I'ma pull that curtain close. Why you do your lame show? See you hating around my way, you wave them off like bingo. This shit hates off on my pipe, cause I smell like Drano. Play the land of cop.
Man, listen, I ain't been out so long like that.
Spread on my paper, call the J and kiss and ghost. I be shooting with my style, I be bringing pain like toast. I rock the boat like an iceberg, let you bit a lane's throat.
Yeah, Loretta, this is fire right here, word.
You couldn't hold the scene.
Let's go, banger. I wish you were still in here, G. You don't even know how much I love this verse, man.
Bounce project, Virginia, posse of the third world click legends. We got niggas, brothers throwing gang signs, crackers throwing up swatch stickers. Doc Martin stomp like rock star with all of my mosh pitters. Fancy box stick up kids all up in your red like pot stickers. Message to the black man population, the plot thickens. Ambush city hits come through.
Yeah, Shay. This is my squad, Ghost Squad. This is the heat that we got. Thanks for being here, Shay. I love you. You about to hear some fire. Talk to him. You are Miss Tribe. Listen.
My name is So Soon.
I love this joint. Come on.
Please be specific.
Let's go.
And I want to talk a little bit of shit if that's okay. It's not
So soon.
I ain't really want to talk and snack. Moving signs, kill yourself a flat. Roberta kind of murder on that track. I've been on the map, been on the neck. Put on your neck, stepping on your back. Word to the deck, on the track. I'm snapping on his senses versus all the cats. But you're running, wanna go and dash. You got it, people started to the back. I can take the beat and break it off the back.
What up, bro? Jay, what up, brother? Thanks for joining. Talk. Damn sure did, yours truly. Zoom. Yo, man, I love it. And yours truly, you body this. This is how you take a track home. Yo, Jay, you just been standing for my brother, yours truly, the poet, but check this verse.
Hours of work, ask to receive, feel like a dweeb, test on my nerves. Yes, I'm a nerd, screw what you heard. Drilling the whip if the beat is absurd. Best of a verse, what can I say? What if I spit and it sound like the worst? What to expect? Loss of respect, noose on my neck if I choked on my words. I'm hung up on sex, money, and drugs. Yes, honey, I need to undress, honey, and such. Fully erect, look at my dick filling with blood. Ejaculate way too quick, you can't cut. Never giving a fuck, I'm never giving a fuck. If maybe I wasn't rushed, I'd be able to bust. Or maybe it's increasing the reason to give me up. Maybe I'm being evil with women I didn't touch. Maybe I'm being evil with cats calling me fuck. Maybe I'm being evil with pops leaving me up. Maybe I'm telling straight with trying to sell me a hug. Drink every day, cause now she want the bus.
Come on.
American Psycho, Christian Bale. That shit crazy, that shit's crazy. Yeah, my guns, I'm John Wayne Gacy. Copper, people, copper, psychopathic, copper, mate.
Whoa. Shay. Shout out to our brother King Virtue. He's in the building right here, Shay. He's the one that did this beat. Let him know what we got going here, Shay. Let the tribe know what's coming out of here. Yo. This is what I got from the Ghost Squad, man. So, this This is the heat that's on Regular Cat Radio. Check us on iHeartRadio. Shout out to my squad. Shout out to everybody that joined us tonight. My brother B Zones, if like when you leave here, check my brother B Zones out. I normally hate to have my interviews with anyone that's on our station that rocks with us. I hate to have them overlapping. But he's on now with my man Jazzy. He's a dope manager out of Cali. He got some dope artists. So from here, check him out. But once again, shout out to everybody that rocks with me. Sasha Rock, aka the Regular Cat. This is the Friday Ghost Squad edition of Regular Cat Konvo. Y'all know me, I'm just a regular cat that loves hip hop. I'm gonna keep bringing this to y'all with my squad and my man DJ. Shout out to my brother DJ, one half of Regular Cat Konvo. Alright. Thanks y'all. Y'all have a great Friday. I had a dope night tonight with my brother, yours truly, MC of all MCs. Listen, Shay, thank you for being here. Real talk, Shay. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I love you, man. Keep your head up through everything, no doubt. And I can't leave tonight without saying, from the bottom of my heart, happy birthday to my brother, Insightful Lee. He's usually here. He's working right now. He works nights, but it's his birthday. This has been my brother day one since A1 from the projects. So when we moved to the other side of Mount Vernon, we've been through things. That is my brother. Happy birthday, bro. I love you. You have a great one. Everybody enjoy their night. Be safe. Enjoy their weekend, all right? Peace.